So, Set 13's first actual patch is about to go live, and there's a ton of things to talk about. We now have 6 costs, which are going to have a huge impact on endgame boards. But apart from that, we also have the usual set of balance changes to units and traits. From those changes, there is one that I want to focus on for this video. As of now, Automata has been a fairly underwhelming trait, as it's very clunky to use, and it was a bit low on provided stats. In the new patch, Automata got deservedly buffed, both to the resistances provided and to the proc damage. 2 Automata received the smallest buffs, whereas 6 Automata has been changed dramatically. After testing and reviewing games on the PvE server, here's what's going to change with this trait going into the new patch. The Automata trait already features some of the stronger units, including Amumu, Nocturne, and Kog'Maw, who are all some of the best early game units, not to mention the menace that Malzahar was in the late game. However, all of these succeeded without ever going past 2 Automata, if at all. So let's talk about what happens now that they have an actual trait. Reaching 4 Automata early is really strong on stages 2 and 3 because of how tanky the units are. Just based on that, there may be a world where Nocturne gets rerolled with Automata instead of his current board, but I haven't seen enough of that to be so sure. What I have seen though is that Automata with a focus on Kog'Maw, both in reroll or just pushing levels, is incredibly powerful. Kog'Maw is a very good item holder for a lot of the AP units that are still strong on the patch. Malzahar is the obvious one, but he's a lot weaker now than before without heavy investment into Automata. But you do also have a really nice entry into Dominator with Blitzcrank, as you can move items from Kog'Maw onto Silco. Most likely, Black Rose Silco is going to remain the standard top of the stack S tier comp, and the transition into it is actually very smooth, with Vlad and Cassio having connections onto the Automata board. If you find that Cog 3 is reasonable to achieve, you can also consider playing around reroll. Early on, you can play around Scar and Zeri, and then later you can play around 3 experiments, as it connects to the traits really easily. However, things do change if you manage to find an Automata emblem, which gives you access to 6 Automata. This trait is incredibly powerful and is enough to be a decent win condition on its own. However, to get there, you also do need to find a Malzahar, which means rerolling is rather difficult. The board you play is generally going to be similar, sacking reroll for a bit of tempo as you play 6 Automata with 3 experiments. Your emblem is best on a frontliner like Mundo or Nunu, as they best use the resists, and they can proc it decently. If you are already confident in your frontline, you can also consider putting it on Twitch, but make sure to use Nunu's experiment bonus and consider getting a Runons so you can proc Automata as frequently as possible. Another route is to go further into Dominator and Emblem Mordekaiser. Or depending on the tempo you have at the moment, you can also do what I did this game and just flex around open trays and upgraded units. But that's it. I wanted to keep this one short and sweet while breaking things down as best as I can. For more content, be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I mean, okay, Cog is still the Shiv bot. I just moved the other stuff to Mel's. I forgot to remove it, it's fine. Okay, so this is just a vertical, you don't need to like reroll.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Actually, I think I backline just... That might be more valuable. Actually, no, I think I just win.